guys, I'm Steff and welcome back to my beauty stash. Today we're going to be trying out the new Fenty Beauty. This is the Bright Fix Under Eye Illuminator. I picked up the lightest shade that they have and this one is called Rose Quartz. There are 16 shades available right now, both in store and online at Sephora, and of course on the Fenty Beauty website and all of the other Fenty Beauty retailers. This product retails for $25 and you do get 0.34 fluid ounces, and it does say it is good for 12 months after opening. So let me just give you some quick details before we jump into today's 10-hour wear test. This says that it's going to instantly hydrate, brighten, and blur and conceal all of our darkness, our fine lines, just everything that we have going on wherever we place this. It also says that it is a very lightweight formula that's going to provide sheer to buildable coverage. So I have just now been kind of getting into correctors. The last corrector I bought was the Charlotte Tilbury Magic Vanish corrector, and I really have been enjoying that one. I will use that one both on its own or layered under my other concealer. So for today's wear test, guys, like I just mentioned, it is going to be for at least 10 hours. If I can give you more, then we'll go more, but for sure a 10-hour wear test, and I'm actually wearing it right now. I just got done finishing the rest of my makeup. So on this side of my face, I'll be applying the Rose Quartz Bright Fix, and I'm also going to be applying the rest of my products on top of it, meaning concealer and setting powder. For the left side, we are just going in with the Bright Fix by itself. When I saw the photos on Instagram, I thought, you know what? That is going to be the perfect companion for all these skin tints and skin veils, and for the new Fenty Eaze Drop Skin Tint, which, by the way, I am wearing today. I just think those products are all going to mesh so beautifully together and just going to give us that nice glow going into summer. So I'm really excited to be trying this one out today. Before we jump into the demo portion of today's video, I'm going to insert some swatches and photos that I did of this product in natural lighting so that you can see what it's going to look like on a fair to light skin tone. And just a quick background on myself in case it is your first time here on my channel. Welcome, my name is Steff. I hope you guys will consider subscribing before you leave. But I am 39 years old and I do have normal to oily skin. Oily primarily in my T-zone. Right now, my major concerns are my large pores and the fine lines under my eye area. Even a little bit of darkness is starting to creep up in there. I am always on the hunt for foundations and concealers that are just gonna blur this area right here, because this is definitely a problem area for me. And I don't know if this happens to you, but like powder, foundation, concealer tends to cake up on me almost upon immediate application. So that's how I'm gonna know if a combo works for me or if it doesn't, by this area right here. So if I can find a product that's gonna be very lightweight, but that's gonna give me nice coverage, that's just gonna blur that under eye area, sign me up. I am ready to try it out. So I have high hopes from this one from Fenty. I love a lot of their other products, so I have a feeling this is going to be pretty great. If you guys want to see how the new Fenty Bright Fix in the shade Rose Quartz is going to perform on this 39-year-old girl, keep on watching. Alright, so I already have my primer and foundation on, and I'm using the Fenty Eaze Drop, and this is shade 3. I was careful not to bring it up under my eye area so that we can really try out the Bright Fix Eye Brightener. Once again, I am using the lightest shade. This one is called Rose Quartz. So let's start. I'm gonna do, let's see, I'm gonna pump a little bit out on the back of my hand. There we go with the shade. Now I'm going to use my finger. I might use my finger, or should I use a brush? Let me start with my finger first. Ooh, wow. That is definitely brightening, and maybe I got a little bit too much. It's a very thin consistency. Definitely going to be very lightweight, which is exactly what we want for our under eye area. I'm just lightly tapping this out. You can bring it out all the way up here, and this will create a lifting effect. And then bring it down a little bit as well, just to really brighten up this area. Add a little bit up here. Actually, let me get my damp. Okay, now I'm going to just pat it down with the damp sponge. Oh, and that blended out really, really nicely. You can see this side with nothing, and then this side with the rose quartz. Now, they did say that you can add concealer on top of this, and specifically, of course, the Fenty concealer. The Fenty concealer is not my favorite, so I will not be using this today, but I will be going in with another concealer on one eye, and I'll be setting it with powder. And then over here on the left side, we're just going to wear the product by itself without anything else on top of it. So let me go ahead and get what I have left. And I did get a little bit too much. So you really only need the tiniest amount of this product, guys, to work for your under eye area. All right, so there you can see how the two eyes look. I definitely see a brightness, and I would be okay just having this on and no concealer on top of it. Like, I think, especially on those light makeup days, this is definitely going to be something that you can just wear on its own. Maybe you're just going to wear a tinted moisturizer that day, but you want to definitely give your eyes some brightness, then this most definitely can do that. Now, I still have some on the back of my hand, so what I'm going to do is, this is where I would normally like highlight with concealer. So we're just going to use this. All right, so I definitely like the way it is laying on the under eye area and just everywhere else that I placed it. I don't see a matte finish. I see kind of like a radiant finish, a luminous finish, which is just fine with me. All right, so for this eye, I do want to try going in with a little bit of concealer on top of it, just because it says that you can do that for a full coverage effect. And the one I'm going to go in with is from Laura Mercier, and this is her Flawless Fusion Ultra Longwear Concealer, and I use the shade 1N in this one. All right, and this is how it looks with the concealer over top. Now let's try and add a little bit of setting powder. Now I do have the Fenty powder, but again, this powder is not my favorite for the under eye area. I don't mind it on the rest of my face, but for the under eye area, it's just never been one that works for me. So I'm gonna go in with my new one from Thrive Causemetics, and this is the Filtered Effects Soft Focus HD Setting Powder. I did review this alongside their new Buildable Blur Concealer, so I'll have that linked up above in case you wanna check out that video. I'm gonna get, let's see, I'm going to use a little brush to apply. And I'm just using this little setting brush from Real Techniques. Very small amount. Let me just make sure there are no creases. Now, I'm not going to add any powder to my eyelid since I am going to do an eye look and I need to do primer there, but just right in this area. All right, now we can see what that looks like. This is the side that has everything, and this only has the eye brightener, the Fenty Eye Fix brightener. All right, so I'm gonna leave it like this all day. We're gonna do a 10-hour wear test with this new Bright Fix from Fenty Beauty. Again, I am wearing the shade Rose Quartz, and I am 39 years old, so my under eye area is definitely an area of concern for me, and I always wanna be, you know, smooth and concealed and blurred, and so far, so good with this product. I didn't feel any irritation. There is no scent to it. And it definitely provides a brightening effect while being very light and luminous on the skin. So I think it is everything that we would want in an under eye corrector, but let's see how it's going to wear on my 39-year-old normal to oily skin for these next 10 hours. So I will check in with you guys a little bit later. Hey guys, this is a 5-hour check-in with the new Fenty Bright Fix Under Eye Brightener Illuminator Concealer. It does everything. This is the side with the concealer and powder on top of it, and this is the side with just the Bright Fix alone. Guys, it is so hot outside, and I have been running errands, went out to eat, did some shopping, and it's hot. It is really hot. I've been wearing my mask on and off throughout the day for literally the last 5 hours, and I think my makeup is just holding up pretty well in general. I am wearing the Fenty Eaze drop, so in case you're wondering how it works in the heat and humidity, I think my skin looks pretty great. I will say that I think both under eyes look fine. I mean, I don't really see a major difference, I guess, because I know there is a difference. So I guess I can see a little bit more, obviously, coverage on this side and maybe just slightly more of a little bit of a blur. But I absolutely think that this side, just on its own, worked out perfectly fine. I will say that during the first hour or so of applying this, I felt like I had to just dab my under eye area just a little bit to make sure that it wouldn't settle into the fine lines. But that was just like the first hour, and after that, it really didn't, and I think it looks pretty good. But I do think you probably can see that this side does have a little bit more coverage than this side does. But overall, guys, I'm pretty impressed with it so far. So I'm going to be really anxious to see what this looks like in another 5 hours at the 10-hour mark. And I will most definitely give you my final thoughts then. So stay tuned. Alright guys, we've come to the end of today's wear test with the new Fenty Beauty Bright Fix in the shade Rose Quartz. This is how my under eyes are looking 10 hours later. Again, this is the side with powder and concealer, and then this is the side with the Bright Fix all on its own. I'm trying to look up so you guys can see what my under eyes look like, and let me know what you think. Which side do you think looks better? Let me give you my thoughts now, and let me tell you what my experience was using this Bright Fix today. So first and foremost, I honestly cannot tell a difference. Like, just looking at myself in the mirror, or if you were here in person with me talking to me, you would not be able to tell a difference either. You would not be able to see that this is the side I have concealer and powder on, and then this is the side where I just have the Bright Fix on. I think they both look really good. After 10 hours in the South Texas heat, guys, it was a hot day today, and it's just gonna get even hotter as we head into summer. I was both indoors and outdoors all day today, and I think this entire face of makeup, first and foremost, held up really well. Again, I am wearing the Fenty Eaze drop in shade 3, and I'm wearing the Juvia's Place bronze collection, which you guys just saw in yesterday's video. So those will all definitely be linked in the description box of this video in case you were wondering about any of the makeup that I did have on in today's video. But I really like the way this Bright Fix wore. I think if you want to use it on its own, I think it's going to look fine. I mean, 10 hours later, I have no issues. I have no complaints. I don't really think it's settled. The first hour, like, you kind of just want to keep patting it out just because, you know, it's settling down. But after that, it's just set and it's not going anywhere. And I think it looks the same the way I applied it this morning versus 10 hours later. Over here on the side where I have the concealer on top of it and the setting powder, I guess I can see where it kind of settled a little bit more, but that's because I have those other products on top of it. But either side looks pretty great. I don't prefer one side to the other. I think both sides look equally great. It's just going to matter on what you're looking for that day in your makeup look. So in the swatch photos that I showed you guys, I did insert swatches of the Charlotte Tilbury Magic Vanish Corrector, and this one I have is in the shade 1, which is Fair. I've enjoyed using this. I think it's a really nice product. It is more expensive than the Fenty Beauty one is. This one I believe retails for about $35 or $38. And what are the ounces that you get in here? You get 0.08 ounces of product in this one. And then I also wanted to throw in this one from e.l.f. in that photograph, and this one is the Flawless Brightening Concealer, and I have the shade Fair 10C in this one. This is the one that closely resembles the
Bright Fix from Fenty, especially shade-wise. I think though that if you have this one and you feel you don't get a lot of coverage from it, I think you're gonna get more coverage from the Fenty, because that's how I feel about the e.l.f. one. I don't feel it really gives me enough coverage, so I don't really reach for this one as much, but I'm definitely gonna be reaching for this one. Now, in comparison to the Charlotte Tilbury, I think there's a definite shade difference. I think that this one is a little bit darker, but it still manages to kind of conceal and blur my under eye area, but I tend to not wear this on its own. I always go in with a concealer on top of it. You don't have to do that. That's just how I wear it. And I think this one has a bit more brightening effect than the fairest shade in the Charlotte Tilbury. And keep in mind, these are both the lightest shade in these products. This one is Fair 1, and this one is Rose Quartz, which is the lightest shade in the Bright Fix line. So overall, guys, I think it's a really lightweight formula. It's definitely going to give a brightening effect. It's also going to help to blur and slightly conceal. By no means this is going to be a full coverage concealer. So if that's something that you're looking for, you're definitely going to want to go in with your favorite concealer on top of this, and you shouldn't have any issues with it. And then of course, you know, if you want to lightly set it, that'll be up to you. I didn't have an issue wearing all three products together, and I had no issues wearing it just on its own. It's just going to be up to you, personal preference, how you want your makeup to look on that day. But I think it's definitely worth a shot. I think it's a nice product. I love the packaging. I love the little like clear applicator right here. I think that's really cute. And remember guys, a little goes a long way. So what I had squeezed out on the back of my hand was actually too much. So I ended up adding it to the high points of my face, the areas where I did want to brighten. And you can most definitely do that. You can even add it right here to your cheekbones. And I'm sure that would look fantastic, especially if you're going to wear this alongside like a tinted moisturizer or maybe just a little bit of spot concealer. I think it will look really, really great. And it's just going to be great heading into summer. You want something lightweight under there, especially if you have those fine lines creeping in the way I do. You definitely want to keep it lightweight and hydrated on the under eye area. Now, I did pull two other concealers from my stash, but keep in mind these are actual concealers. They're not correctors or brighteners the way the Bright Fix is intended to be. But if you do want an alternative, or you do want something else that's going to provide a bit more coverage, the NYX Born to Glow is a really nice option, an affordable option. I want to say this is about $10. You can find it on the Ulta Beauty website. I use the shade, I think, Alabaster in this one, and this is a good medium coverage, definitely like an illuminating concealer. It's definitely going to brighten the under eye area. And this is of course what the applicator looks like. It's like a little sponge tip applicator. Really nice concealer. A lot of people seem to really enjoy this one. I am getting back into this concealer because I had put it down for a while, but I'm trying to use mine up. I'm trying to use mine up so that I can repurchase a new one, but I really have been enjoying this one. And then you also might want to check out this one from The Ordinary. This is fairly new to The Ordinary's line. This is their concealer high coverage formula. This is a very thin consistency, a very thin formula, but still provides a great amount of coverage. I have the shade. Which shade is this one? I actually have two shades of this one. This one that I pulled is 1.1N Fair. So it is one of the lighter shades in this range. And I also picked this one up from Ulta Beauty online. And I want to say this one retails for about $6. So this is another good alternative in case you don't want to try out the Fenty Beauty one. Maybe $25 is not in your budget at the moment. Definitely consider checking out one of these other concealers. They're not brighteners, okay? These are going to have more coverage than the Fenty one does, but they're very similar in texture and what they do for the under eye area. All right, guys, so now it is time for me to hear from you. What did you guys think of today's wear test? What did you think of the new Fenty Bright Fix? Is this on your radar? Is it something you're gonna be picking up? Definitely leave it in the comments down below and let me know your thoughts. Before I sign off from today's video, I want to wish all the moms out there a very happy Mother's Day, and especially to my mom watching. Mom, thank you for everything, and I love you, and I will see you soon. And to all all the other moms, I pray that you have a beautiful holiday celebrating with your loved ones. I want to thank you guys so much for watching another one of my videos. You all have a great day or night wherever it is you all are at. Stay hydrated, guys. Drink your water. I got mine right here. Cheers. And I will see you all very soon. Bye.